Good morning guys, I'm Brent Pagara.
I am Joseph Olaer.
And I am Rikki tayo.
And today in this experiment, we are going to do the reduction of sample size by quartering method and determination of specific gravity, water absorption, moisture content, and density.
So now we're going to gather our coarse aggregate and mix it by 4 times.
After turning the entire sample over a minimum of 4 times, place the sample on the mixing pan.
So the next step is to flatten the conical pile to a thickness, to a uniform thickness and diameter.
By pushing down with a shovel, flatten the conical pile to a uniform thickness and diameter. So for the next step is to divide the flattened pile into 4 equal quarters using the trowel or a shovel.
So now we're going to remove 2 opposite diagonal quarters.
Continue to mix and quarter the remaining material until the sample is the desired size. Continue this process until the desired quantity for the container is obtained.
So we are about to weigh our containers.
So the next step is to dry sieve the sample using the number 4 sieve.
Hala, hindi ako ready.
So after receiving the coarse aggregate, we're going to weigh the sample. So now we're going to wash the aggregate retained in the number 4 sieve.
one is to immerse the samples in room temperature for 15 hours. So after 15 hours, we're going to put the entire sample in a container and weigh it in water. Make sure to record to the nearest 1 gram of the total weight. In this part, we're going to remove the sample from the container and drain the aggregate of any excess water.
Weigh the excess water as weight in water.
In this part of the video, we're going to repeat the same steps by removing the sample from the container and draining the aggregate of any excess water, and finally measuring the weight in water. Next, with an absorbent towel, massage the aggregate until the surface water has been removed.
the SSD weight.
Lastly, in an oven, dry the sample in a pan to a consistent weight for 24 hours. After drying the samples in the oven for 24 hours, we're going to remove it and cool it for 1 to 3 hours at room temperature.
So after cooling the coarse aggregate samples, now we're going to weigh them.
We weigh the sample as the oven dry weight. After all the procedure has been done, we will do the calculations off cam, but the result will be The results and the conclusion will be presented after this. Based on the results, we have acquired the mass of container and the volume of the container. With an average dry relative specific gravity of 1.424, the sample of coarse aggregate is relatively porous and may have a high water absorption capacity. These results indicate a moderate to high porosity for the total sample. The moisture content and water absorption of aggregate sample are both 1.65%, which indicates that the aggregate sample has a low to moderate water absorption capacity and can be considered relatively dry. The bulk density is slightly higher at 1.45194 kg per cubic meter, while the aggregate sample's typical density is 1.4517 times 10 to the power of -3 kg per cubic meter. The difference in this instance is negligible, indicating that the coarse aggregate sample has a low porosity. In summary, the aggregate sample's mechanical characteristics examination revealed that it has a moderate to high porosity and a low to moderate water absorption capacity according to the results. Thanks for watching.